Hello, everyone. Welcome to Raw, Hard, and Real. I'm here today with a very special guest, Exproz. How are you today?
Yo, everyone. I'm good. I'm pretty good.
Hey, actually, I wanted to ask you, did I pronounce it well? Is it Exproz? Because, sometimes with this kind of names, it's kind of hard to know if you guess it right or not. But
I think.
Yeah. But how do you say it?
I say Exproz.
Okay.
Every MC they try to they ask me before it, but I said just pronounce it the way you want, But yeah, Exproz is the proper way to say it. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Then I think I said it okay.
yeah, true. Perfect.
Okay. Hey, I want to start with the summer festival season. How was it for you?
Pretty dope. Since 2 years, everything for me. So this year's summer season was pretty hectic. Like a lot of festival, a lot of new things going on. Like my first live act at Supercharged. That was a really busy summer. Sorry, but in the end, it was all worth it. Like a lot of sleepless nights, but also a lot of new guys who follow my music. So yeah, I'm just happy of this.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to say that the last songs or the songs that you have released this year have been amazing, at least for me or my personal taste. I think that you have had really amazing collaboration, really amazing songs, and everything is coming up like really amazing. Also, you are going to release a song with Cruelty soon, right?
Just posted. I don't know when you're going to post this podcast, but I just posted 20 minutes ago. So yeah, really? We're going to release our track this Friday. So yeah, it's going live finally after all those messages about when is the release.
And for example, how long or since when did you start this collaboration? Because I know that sometimes the songs take a really long time to get released. So when did you start making this song?
Okay, so for this one, it was a bit special because everyone asked us to do something. Like before, we were supporting each other a lot. Even before we played together at Intense, we already really liked both styles, and we support a lot each other. And so everyone asked us when are you going to collab? And so we were talking about it okay, when should we do it? And also, how should we do it? Because the crowd expect it, so we can't classic track. We have to do something really out of the box, and I don't know, everyone was waiting for the screech. So we were okay, we need to do something, but something great. So it took a bit of time because we were both really busy at that time, if I'm correct. It was maybe I would say, we premiered this at Trinity this year. It was in May, the first drop only, if I'm correct. It took maybe, I don't know, maybe 1 month or maybe 2 months to finish the track, because the hardest was to find the vocals, which I found from, having the drops, having all the ideas coming together. But when we had this, it was pretty fast to finish it.
Okay, so let's say that since you started with this idea to the release, it's not going to be that long, probably half a year. I mean, because I know that some songs take even a year or longer to be released.
Yeah. So the story behind this, everyone asked why stuff takes so much time. First, you need to understand that every label have a lot of artists. So when you want to schedule a track, you can't say, I want to release this in 2 weeks. It can't work like this. You have to build video clips. You have to have a marketing plan behind it. You have to be agree when it's a collab like this one with Cruelty. You have to be agree. When do we want to release it? For this one, he wanted it on this album. I said, go ahead, let's do this for the album. Let's have a solo release and then on the album. So that's why it took a lot of time. I think, we were talking about that date for a few months already. So we knew at first that it's going to take a bit of time. Even when people ask us release it, we were knowing they had to wait maybe 2 months or something. But that's how it goes, man. That's how it goes when you have a label with a lot of artists. When it's a collab, yep, that's how it is.
And for example, how many songs do you have right now that still have to be released?
Let me check, because I'm in front of my computer. There is actually a lot. I think I have a lot of live edits going on. Nice. I would say maybe 8 or 10 tracks are ready, but some of them I will never release them because I'm not happy with them. Some other are really cool, but I still need to work on it. I mean, I have tracks, but not 10 finished products. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. I get what you say. Okay. And I also wanted to talk about Supercharged. You mentioned it a little bit earlier. And how was it? Because it was like the first big event for Gearbox, right?
Well,
I mean, outside.
outdoor. Okay.
Yeah, outdoor. Yeah.
It was the first outdoor ones, and they really wanted me to do a live, and I said, okay, I'm not sure of it. I was not sure about being prepared for it, but in the end, it was a huge success, both for me and for the promoters, like the event creators. Everyone was happy. Like the crowd really enjoyed the event. Us as artists, it was a big win. So yeah, it did pretty well. Yeah. We're all in for the end of the year event in December at the Brie Park. So yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing as well. And also, okay, now I want to start with your story. I want to get to know a little bit more about you. Like, why did you start this? And by the way, I listen to all your songs, like every and each one of your songs. And it's cool to see
going on.
Yeah, exactly. That was what I was gonna say. Like, you can listen to the evolution of your sound, which is pretty amazing. So I want to ask you, like, I saw that you were influenced by drum and bass. Is it or no? I'm pronouncing it.
I think it was trap. At first, I really enjoyed trap music, like Yellow Claw back in the days. I really enjoyed it, and that was the goal to these kind of sounds with hardstyle sound, which hardstyle is like my favorite genres, like electronic genres. It's like my favorite ever. So I wanted to mash this up with like melodic things and everything. And in the end, it came back to what I like the most, which is like melodies with a lot of drive and of course a lot of screeches now.
Okay, and how did you start it? But how did you get into the music business? Like, you started producing just by yourself?
True. That was the question. I'm sorry, I forgot the question when I answered. So basically what happened is that I'm listening for this kind of music for a really long time. And I'm also kind of a nerd guy. Like, I love the computer stuff. So I was like, okay, I love this kind of music, and I also know how a computer works, like how the DAW work. I was like, okay, since I'm in IT, I know exactly what automations are, everything stuff like this. I just had like to learn like the music theory, like what's an EQ, what's a distortion, what's a synthesizer, stuff like that. But since I really enjoyed that kind of music, I really wanted to try something myself, you know. So I tried it. I put some stuff on SoundCloud, and it came pretty fast, to be honest with you. Okay. After maybe 1 year, I put stuff online. Phil came to me. Like, Phil is the main boss of Gearbox. Yeah, since that, like, it came as you know the story. I think I've put my stuff on like 2 or 3 years ago, and I'm producing for like 5 to 6 years now.
Yeah. I think you start, well, at least from what I saw on Spotify, since 2018, I think.
Yep.
So around 6 years.
The first track I've put online, I think I was doing music for like, I don't know, 2 years or 3 years. Like, it was really not that long. That's why the quality is a bit shitty.
No, but I mean, I love listening to every artist, like all their story, like how they start. I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know. It's not, I was going to say fun, but it's not fun. It's kind of intriguing, like to see where did they start. Yeah.
You can see exactly like the artistic direction you're going. So if you hear my first track, you can see that I first was really into scratches. Like, since the beginning, I'm into this kind of stuff. So yeah, you can. It's interesting when you like an artist. Go scroll down to his SoundCloud or Spotify, whatever, and you can, see the path of creating something. You know.
Yeah, and also it's. I don't know if you have felt this, but like right now, since everything is going really fast, like every artist is changing their own sound, like very quick. I mean, not completely. No, everyone has their essence and everything, but since everything is going in a trendy way, I think that nowadays, like, I don't know, if you listen to Warface from 2 years ago, it sounds completely different of the Warface that we hear today, you know? So I don't know, that's kind of interesting, like how this is happening. And I think it's because, I don't know, I kind of say it's like the TikTok moment that we live in, that we want everything very fast and everything is changing very, very fast. What do you think about this?
Well, it's a really tough question. It's a really hard question because you have a part of the crowd who really want this. They really want that new hype, that new generation, small breaks, high kicks, high energy, having that specific kind of drops, specific kind of kicks or stuff like that. And the other way around, you will have the true fans who will say, yo, this is not the Warface that I like, to take your example, you know. So what do I think about this? I really like that the styles is evolving, because what I love about hardstyle, I think we will go about around those kind of questions afterward. But yeah, just to answer quickly, what I love about hardstyle, like it's really pushing the boundaries of this kind of music, of electronic music, you know, of EDM. Like I don't see any other genres that go that deep into something, and we push the boundaries, like the entire hard dance scene. Like you can see from the most euphoric track to the most terror track, up-tempo track, it's pushing a lot of boundaries into the EDM. So I really like that. With your question, so it's evolving really fast. If you want to stay relevant, you have to music, and I have to admit that I don't really like that. I mean, I like to adapt my music. I like to make my music evolve. But nowadays, it's really fast. Like in 3 months, there is new brand, there is new trend, there is new kick roll thing. Like right now, it's the Strikers dual damage kind of melodic kick roll stuff. I like that. I'm really friends with the boys, so I really like their sound. I don't think I will do this, you know, like it's not my sound. It's the Strikers and the dual damage sounds. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that myself. I just want to play their music in my set, but I want Exproz to keep that Exproz way, you know. Yeah. So yeah, evolving is cool. Adapting is cool. Not too much. And yeah, you just have to adapt, but stay true to your sound and your sound design. Like finding your own way between just following something, adapting your sound. That's what I'm trying to do, because when you're just following all the trends, you have no signature sound. You're just like someone who, follow the trends. And if I want to hear kick roll melodics, you will not say, listen to Exproz sound. You will say, listen to dual damage or the Striker sound. So that's why I don't want to follow everything, you know?
Yeah, and I think that you made a very clear point, and it's that you don't have to follow like every trend or try to get, you know, into that kind of sound, because the thing that makes artists, like, I don't know, become more recognizable is because they are creating something unique, not something that has been made like 20 other times. But what you were saying is also true. Like, it's really hard for the artist to keep up with the trends, because it's actually like this mix between you have to be a little bit into the trend because you cannot just stay like out of it, you know? It's not like, okay, I'm going to change my sound. No, but I need to make something. I don't know, for example, with sack kicks, when they came, everyone started using them. It's not going to be part of my sound for like purely my sound, but I'm going to use them for some special parts because they're trendy and people are going to like it. And it's really hard. And also because since everything is changing really fast, like, and the releases of every artist are planned or scheduled from months in the future, it's like, how do you keep up with that?
Yeah, it's really hard. Like right now, I had this discussion with Joel Diesel just yesterday. We were talking about this. Like, it's really hard to the quality really high, and also the release really like fast. It's impossible for artists. Like, it's too much. I mean, I'm speaking for me. It's really impossible to have one release a month. It's impossible. I'm not. I can't like speed run every track. Like some tracks are made in a week, and some other track take months to finish. It depends on your creativity. It depends on yourself. It depends on how you feel. It depends on when you are doing it, because sometimes some tracks need to be released like straight away, and some others need a bit more work or a bit more hype, marketing wise, exactly, stuff like that. So yeah, I like it, but it's also really hard right now. I think there was something before COVID, and after COVID, with all that TikTok generation, TikTok things, now people want stuff really fast. And I've been annoyed a few times by people like, releasing a track, like for example, right now I'm releasing my track with Cruelty. I know for sure that in 3 or 4 days I will have DM one next release, and like, bro, I've just released a track. Like, please give us some time. Give us a time to breathe, man.
Let me breathe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I like it, and I understand that people are really new stuff, for new sound, but for artists, it's pretty impossible to keep that bar of release really high. It's impossible.
What do you think that it's like? I don't know, the magic number of releases like each year, or how often do you think it would be like, something that the artist is comfortable and also that the crowd is comfortable with?
What I'm trying to aim, but only trying, like my release schedule is a bit of a mess, is to have like at least a release every 2 months. I think it's good for you, for the crowd, for everyone, your monthly listeners, for everything. But sometimes it's impossible because sometimes you are really, like, your creativity is really high. Like you have a lot of ideas, a lot of stuff. And sometimes like you're just touring, like during summer, I've prepared myself before my live act. So I was working a lot, maybe a bit too much. Like if you were talking with my girlfriend, she would say like, okay, he worked far too much before that live act. So I worked my ass off just before Supercharged, like it was mid July, if I'm correct, around mid-July. And after that, I said, okay, now I have a lot of new tracks, a lot of new edits. I will not produce for like a month because I was just exhausted. And with touring, like every weekend I had gigs. I still live in France, so every weekend I have to travel, like drive or fly. So I was like, okay, I will give myself August to just like enjoy, take some times, and of course like perform every weekend.
Yeah, talking about the songs, I was thinking about, for example, when I was younger and you had to wait, I don't know, for your favorite artist. I was actually thinking about Metallica, that they used to release an album like every 6 or 7 years, and that's like only 12 songs. Then the people is waiting.
It's impossible to do this that way now. It's impossible.
and we're talking about the band. It's like at least 4 or 5 people in every band that are creative minds, And here it's one person trying to create, or well, sometimes it's 2 or even 3, but it's just one person mostly trying to create a song to be released every 1 or 2 months. It's, I don't know. I think that and also touring, and also like, I don't know, some of you even do the marketing, even do a lot of stuff that it's pretty stressing.
I mean, it's stress. Like this job is really stressful. Like I do think that a lot of young kids, or maybe not that young, think that this is the dream job. It is. When you have the passion for the music, it's the dream job. For sure it is. But it's not for everyone. It's a really hard job. It takes your nerve to the highest point possible for your mind. It's really a stressful job. Like at first I was not really someone who was able to go in front of a lot of people. Like I was not like really with myself, like I don't know, speaking in front of hundreds of people, at school, for example. And now you have to perform in front of like, I don't know, 10K people. So at first, bro, it takes a bit of time, a bit of adaptation, sleepless nights, being under stress most of my time. Now I really enjoy it now, but at first it was really hard. And also something that people don't see is that we are working 24/7 every day. Because, for example, today I had to plan all the marketing for the post with Cruelty, for example. I had to prepare my stuff for my visa and everything for Australia. I have to work on music because I have deadlines for some special stuff. Maybe we'll tease this a bit later. I don't know when you will release it. But
it's going to be released in like a month and a half, something like that. Like probably at the end of November.
Okay. So we will be able to tease some stuff afterward.
Perfect.
So yeah, I had a really day, basically. Like I didn't chill today. I was wake up at 7 or 8 and I worked straight, eat, and then I'm with you. So it's really a buzzing job. It's full of, don't get me wrong, I'm really happy about my life now, but I do think it's not for everyone. Not everyone can do this kind of job.
Yeah, and also the thing is, or what I think is that before it used to be a separate thing between being a producer and being a DJ. And since the moment that we live right now, DJs are like forced to produce and producers are forced to perform. It's getting harder because like you said, there's people that really don't enjoy being on a stage, or there is people that really don't have the creativity to be on the studio recording and creating stuff. And this is, I don't know, like I think that it's because the scene has created this need for the artist to be both things. It's become more difficult. And also, if you think about that, most of the artists have to do their own social media, at least at the beginning. It's really demanding.
Yeah. And one thing you didn't say, but right now is that are now the proper MC. Like a lot of DJs are taking the mic and like they don't basically need an MC right now at the moment. This happened a lot more now. So yeah, you have to do everything from producing, marketing, to perform, to now being on the stage to entertain people. Because at first, when you check like the first Thunderdome CDs or the first Climax, the DJ were not really into entertainment. They were like only like guys who spin music for a crowd that need to dance. But nowadays, if you just like focus on your CDJ, the guy will not like it. You have to express yourself, So yeah. It's demanding a lot. I like both. I really like producing. Comfy guy. I really like to be at home just in front of my computer, But I also really like to show my work to people and see the reaction live. It's insanely good. Like when you're playing and you just seeing the crowd having fun, you're like, okay, my job is done. I did it correctly. People have a good time. So yeah, I really like doing both. It's really good, really cool.
Yeah, because it's kind of like closing the circle, Like you created a song and now you want to see how people react to it. So I think it must be like really fulfilling to see both things, both parts of the job.
I really enjoyed both, to be honest. For real, both are really good.
You mentioned yeah, and that's funny because most of the artists always like tend to go to one way or the other. But it's good that you love both. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like both. Like I would not see myself producing only and not be able to showcase my music, but also I would not see myself only performing and not be able to showcase what I created myself. So yeah, I really like both.
And you mentioned a subject that I want to talk about, and it's Climax. What do you think about its ending?
Well, question. So, like, I'm really sad about it, of course. I think that time changed now. I'm happy that I've been there a lot of time. So I'm happy that I've saw, like, for example, I still think not my favorite, but one of my favorite set was the last set of noise controls together at Climax. Like, it was the last one they did together. I don't remember which one. Maybe it was like, I have the poster in front of me. I think it was the source code of creation, maybe, or maybe Immortal Incense. I don't remember which one it was, but yeah, I really enjoyed that one. It's sad, of course, it's sad because it's a legendary event. Legendary things happen there, like a lot of new track. I don't know that this event was really special. Something was special about it. Like I remember back in the days when you played there, it was the top of your career. Like you can't top this. It was the biggest thing ever. It's not really true now because now you have bigger event, but you still get really respected when you play there, So of course, no one would say it's a good thing. It's of course a bad thing. I just hope that this place generados will have something better afterward. I think I just hope something will take place after this one.
Hopefully. I mean, that's also what I think, because they cannot just leave this like that. For me, it was really, really sad because it's probably one of the most important events of like ever about hardstyle. So I don't know, it's kind of sad. And talking about this as well, what's your favorite festival?
My favorite one don't exist anymore. I think the best one, like the one I really love the most because of the concept, was hot bass. I enjoyed it. Like the thing with the team, I fucking love the idea of having like 3 DJ, a live act, another team. I really enjoyed this. Sadly, it's gone as well. So. Yeah, but I think that was my favorite one ever.
Okay, and your favorite festival to perform? You were also telling me that you live in France, but have you thought about going to live to the Netherlands, or for you want to stay in France?
For now, I am. The balance is between both because I would like to move to Netherlands for the music. Of course, it's the best to do, but I also really like my life here. I have my friend, my family, my girlfriend, everything. So I've planned to move, but I don't know when. And also the house market there is really hard. Like to find a house, it's really hard. Like I've been talking with a lot of Dutch guy because I'm every weekend in their country. And they told me like, okay, being a DJ plus being a foreign guy, like a French guy, finding a house will be hard. Like be prepared because it will be something hard to find. So yeah, I've planned to move. I just don't know when. I will try to move when the best. For now, I can still do what I do now. I mean, I can still work from here, go to the airports or drive myself with the car. I can still do it. So yeah, I will move later on, but for now I'm good.
How long do you take going by car?
By car, basically, it's like 4 hours to go, 4 hours to come back. So that's the main things about being in France is that basically every weekend I'm wasting 9 hours of my life. And in that kind of hectic life, it's a lot. So wasting 9 hours is a lot. Like in 9 hours, you can do a lot. So that's the main thing about thinking of moving, you know. Also because every time I have to go to the hotel, which I like, is cool, but in the end, nowadays I just like miss my bed, miss my girlfriend, miss my cat. Like I want to perform and go back to my own bed, to my own house, you know. And every time you have to go to the hotel, so yeah, it's a strange life. Like I said before, it's not for everyone. Not everyone can do this because you're a lot alone as well. Like you can be really busy, like doing a lot of photos, being in the crowd and everything. And 10 minutes afterward, you're in your bed in your hotel alone, you know? So you're a lot of time really noisy with a lot of people. And afterward, you are like really alone, like in your bed alone, waiting for the breakfast, waiting for the flight, waiting for a taxi or something. So yeah, it's tough. I like it. I had to learn from it. I had to learn how to deal with this. Yeah, basically that's why I'm thinking of moving, because of the hotel, of the flight, like the going to Paris for the airports or driving take a lot of time. So yeah, that's why basically.
Okay, so for example, each time that you're on a gig, do you party afterwards, or you prefer just going to sleep?
It depends. It depends. I would say it depends on who is booked as well. Like every time
if there's a good friend.
Exactly. Like for example, let's talk a bit about Spain. We had a cool time with all the Gearbox guy in at Fabrics, and I was like, okay, to bed right now. Let's party. You know, we had to close down the main stage. All of us together was really good. Was also a bit drunk, but that was in the end really fun. You know, so I would say it depends on how you busy is your schedule, because sometimes that's also something I don't like to do. When you have like multiple gigs the same day, like for example, if you have 3 gigs, you can't do anything. You just go, perform, drive, go to the other party, perform, drive, exactly. Just repeat like this. So you don't see anyone, you can't talk with anyone backstage or anything. You just like come, perform and say, okay, I have to go, bye. So it depends on when you have time and is your friends there. If you have the mind to party, because if you party every time, at the end, your body is dead. So I'm trying to schedule myself, you know, like having a few party when the guys are there. Yeah, we do it.
And who's the best party animal from Gearbox?
The best party animals, I would say you can have Ariane Sojuice.
Okay.
Diesel, Joel. Diesel is a real party animal. And maybe on the third position, you have Funta from the Strikers. So the tallest from there.
Yeah.
He's a good party guy as well. But yeah, in the end, everyone is party at a certain level. But yeah, when we are all together, most of the time we try at least to grab a few beer, and afterward we know how it goes. You know.
I mean, that's perfect, because you get, I don't know, to bond, like besides just the music. So I think that it's fun. Like it's also like you're in the scene of the music business of the night. So it's still, I think that every artist has to have a little fun besides just going to play. At least that's the way I think.
Since you work in the night market, basically in the musical market, night market, the club event, you have to get used to it, but you also have to watch out from yourself.
Be careful.
If you, for example, I don't take any drugs. Like I was smoking a bit of weed when I was younger, but when I was like at school, like really young. But I don't take drugs. I only drink. If you can know by yourself, like if you're taking drugs every weekend, if you're getting drunk every weekend, of course your body will not accept it, and you will go maybe into the bad way of performing stuff like that. So you have to just be an adult, be conscious of what you can do, what you can't, and you have to keep in mind that it's a job as well. Like some people pay to see you. They pay ticket prices. They basically work during the entire week to enjoy time with friends during the weekend. So you have to bring the best performance, So just have to keep this in mind, and you're good to go.
Yeah, you have to be responsible and
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly the good word.
Exactly. And I think that you can do both. Like, I don't know. For example, if I were a DJ, I wouldn't drink probably. I mean, maybe just a couple beers before I play, and afterwards I would do whatever. I wouldn't care. But I would get smashed. But like, I think that you have to be careful, because I don't know. I mean, it's not as if you were performing with a band, because I used to have a band, and I remember that, for example, if my guitar player was like a little bit drunk, then everything could be just fucked, because they would miss, and it's harder. I mean, while DJing, it's still hard, like if you're drunk, but I think that you can have a few beers, but you have to be careful. As you say, you have to be cautious.
I would say it depends on everyone. We are all different. And for example, for me, at first, I was so stressed that a few beers was cool for me, because I was really stressed about it. Like about performing, I was really, really stressed about it. So I was like, okay, let's try to drink a few beer to get a bit more into the mood. Right
relaxed.
Now, a bit more relaxed. Right now, after I'm touring for like 2 years now, I'm having gig for like 2 years, I would say. Now I can go completely sober, and I can still enjoy it. I think 1 or 2 times I've been drunk while playing, and I say to myself, like, okay, I don't like it. Like I was just only questioning myself, like, am I good? Am I doing good with the knobs, with everything, with the crowd? And I didn't enjoy it. So I was like, okay, this was the first and the last time. Like I don't get drunk while playing, or maybe I can be drunk. Let's say I can be drunk when we close a gig. Like for example, at Fabric, we were closing the main stage from 6 to 7. Yeah, at that time we were all together. Like we were like, I don't know, 5 DJs. So if something go wrong, someone can help, But always like, I mean, a bit happy, having a few glasses of vodka or something, but not too much,
Yeah, I think that's perfect. And by the way, how did you like Fabric, and how do you like Spain? Like, how many times have you been here?
Okay, so I've been there 2 times now, and I already have 1 or 2 times planned to come back.
Oh my God, that's good. Can I know, or we can't know yet?
Wait, give me a second. I'm watching my schedule because I don't remember. I do think now it's next year. I had one at the end of the year, but it's postponed. It was going back to another date, so it will be next year. I can't say which club and what will happen. No worries to that. Just saying this because I forgot that it's going to be sick. I don't know. Maybe beep it. I don't know, because I don't know if I have the right to do it. But it will be when you put it online. Tell it to me, so we will see if I can say it or not.
Perfect. I will just save this moment, this exact timestamp. Yeah, I get 37:37. Okay.
I like it. To answer your question, I really like it. Like what I love to perform outside of like Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany, I would say it's like the busiest area. I really like to perform, for example, in Spain, because you don't have that much event. So when I play there, for example, I know that a few of my tracks, they have never heard it live, and I can see the crowd really enjoying it. And yeah, I don't know. I really like to, guys, really, because you don't have this every weekend, like the Dutch guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's completely different. But also here, just in Madrid, like the scene is getting bigger and bigger. And I'm starting to see like every time more events. So hopefully in a few years, I don't know if we will have the same amount of of events that in the Netherlands.
Yeah, who knows?
That's probably impossible. But at least I think that it's getting, I don't know, probably closer to Germany, I would say. Because I think that in Germany you have like a lot of gigs, right? Or at least hardstyle gigs.
Germany is the second most busy country for me. I would say the number one is, of course, Netherlands. The second one is Germany, definitely Germany.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you some questions that I have prepared. And I would like first to know, how did you choose your artist name? Why Exproz?
This is so sad, bro. Every time people ask me this, like there is a cool story behind it. I'm sorry, there is not. So basically how I started with this, it was because before doing music, I was playing a lot of video games. And I had like a cool team, like we were doing like X-Fire Trophy, like Cyber League. It was like, I was like at a high, if we can say high, gaming professional stuff. And I chose that name at that time. I was like, okay, it sounds like Explode. So the logo could be a bomb. And at first it was sounding cool to me. Nowadays I would say, it's a bit mid. It's not that great, but that's how it goes. Like, it's just basically my gamer tag alias. So there is nothing.
But it's a cool name
about it. Yeah, I think some people like it. So
yeah, I think it's good. Okay. Also, I would like to know, what do you ask on your rider, and what's the funniest thing that you have seen from someone else in the rider?
What do I ask? Not anything crazy. I think because I've just updated it a few weeks ago. I think I have like a bottle of vodka, a clean towel, which is important for me. But every time I'm taking towels, if the crowd is good, I throw it in the crowd like a dumb guy, and I don't have the towel anymore because I'm too happy to perform, you know. So there's a few bottles of water, some soda, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, you should ask for more towels, then at least 5 or something.
You're right, man. You're right. I should ask at least for 2 or 3 of them. And what the craziest thing I saw? Crazy things. Like by myself, I heard some stories of artists, but by myself, I've never saw anything that crazy, if I can say. Yeah, nothing.
Okay. Who was? I think that it was Rick from Bass Modulators. I don't know. Somebody told me, I think it was him, that once he saw at a gig that someone asked for an espresso machine. Like literally a huge espresso machine. Yeah. Not like, like the one that you have in your house, like a real espresso machine, because he wanted coffee, real coffee there. And he was like,
most likely he can be an Italian guy. They love coffee. So.
Oh my God. But that would be like really extravagant. Like, I want my espresso machine.
I've never saw anything like this. Of course, when you do a live act, you ask for like at least a place when you can like shoot up yourself and everything, you know. But that's nothing crazy. Like, it's not crazy at all to have like just a local, like a place where you can just like put your brands, put your everything that you have with you. But nothing crazy.
Now that you mentioned the live act, I want you to explain me exactly on what is a live act. I mean, I know, but I would like you to explain it, because I think it's funny. Most of the people don't actually think that they realize what a live act is.
Okay, so I will explain what is nowadays, not before. I will explain what's right now in that year we are living. So a live act is more like when you try to do something special with your music, like with your creativity, like your artistic direction you're going. You try to stick a theme. At least for me, I'm trying to stick to a theme. Having, if you want or if you don't want, it's like really like you want like a proper suit or something. It's more like you're trying to create a story behind it, and it's shorter than a normal set. It's most of the time half an hour. So far more than dynamics, like the energy have to be really high. For me, that's what a live act is. Most of the time you try to keep it special, not to play it too much, like to space a bit all your live act booking, you know. And yeah, for me, it's like in short, it's what I think of a live act, you know.
Yeah, and you're right, because I also think that most of the artists do this. Like, they try to span it like across the year, so it's not like all the time the same live act.
Because it takes a long time to make. Like one other thing that I can spoil is that most of the guys who do a live act, we are not like it's pre-recorded, like we are not performing live. Some guys don't want to say it, but nowadays it's a really open stuff.
I think everyone knows it.
Yeah. And if you make it from the part of the crowd, what the crowd wants. If you are in the crowd, you don't give a fuck about this. You want the biggest show of your life. You want it to be worked. Like, it's impossible to play like 25 tracks in half an hour without. I mean, you can do it, but it's tough, and you always focus into mixing things and stuff, you know. So yeah, you can pre-record it so you can sync with the light show or the visual show, and this is, in my opinion, the best way to do. But I can understand that some people will say, yeah, it's like fake DJ, fake stuff. But yeah, everyone have an opinion about it. Nowadays, for me, it's really like nothing to have a pre-record show. At least not every time, but for live act, I find it normal, like to have like synchronized with the show. It's like the best way to do, basically.
Yeah, because live acts are kind of like a show, like a real show. It's like everything has to be synchronized. Also, as you said, like I've seen a lot of like live acts that also have visuals, and they are amazing. And as you said, with the lights and everything, so it's more of a show. And I don't think that it has to be seen like down, because it's also a special thing that the artist has created for the crowd.
And we work a lot on it. Sorry, I forgot to say it, but you work a lot in advance for it, because don't think like synchronizing music and visuals is an easy thing. You have to have a VG guy that come to the venue. We can say, okay, there is a 2 big screen, there is 1 screen there, stuff like this. The pyro stuff go there. Okay, you have to put the cue points at that time, because on the drop I want the pyro and the visual to do this or something, you know. So it's really a lot of work. Like, for you, it's just enjoying 30 minutes, half an hour of DJ. But for the DJ, it's hundred of hours of making it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they are special. At least for me, it's, I don't know, I think it's actually, I wouldn't say more exciting, but maybe, yeah, I don't know. Like, if you have seen, at least.
It's special. It's special.
Yeah, exactly. It's special. It's different. For example, last time that I saw Rebellion and they had the final dose, I was really excited. I was more excited to see the final dose, you know, that just going watch Rebellion. I don't know. I don't know. It gives like a special something that makes it really, really special.
It gives something extra, because, for example, if you saw, let's take your example again. Like, if you saw Rebellion 3 times and the 4th time you see them live, you're like, oh fuck yeah, I will see something special, something that go out of the box, some cool edits, maybe new tracks, stuff they only play live, basically, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Okay, now I want to ask you, who are your favorite artists?
Back in the days, I would have say Noise Controls and Zatox. They were the highest. It was the highest for me. Seeing Zatox, at it was Rivers 2012, and when I saw him, I was like, I think a panic attack. You know, when you go on a date with a girl, I was like, what should I do? What should I say? I was going crazy in front of him, because it was the first time I was seeing a DJ. I'm listening to this kind of music for a really long time. So that was when I was 18. I started directly to go to party when I was able to go, you know. So that was the first time I was meeting a DJ that I was listening for a lot of years. So yeah, that was them before. And nowadays, I will still say, even if I'm not a big fan of the latest release he did, like Warface is like one of my biggest influence. Like, every time I'm doing a track, trying to not mimic, but he have a drive that I fucking love. I really love most of his release. I love the guy itself, the theme he have with this track. I really like it. So nowadays I would say Warface, yeah.
Okay, nice. So actually, one of my favorite DJs is Warface. Another one is Zatox. And also, yeah. Also, I love, it's funny, I love also Sub-Zero Project, TNT, Sick Mode, and DJ Isaac. That's like my top 6 that I don't know has created like
a really good one. So yeah, it's a really good top 6.
Yeah, they're really different. So that's what I like, because I like to listen to all hardstyle genres, even hardcore, uptempo, everything. Like I really love all the harder styles.
Say that I'm a really open guy. Like I can listen to ambient music. I can listen to Martin Garrix, like the proper EDM big room things. I can enjoy this. I enjoy the entire spectrum of EDM, especially the hard dance. But I like pretty much everything. I can go crazy on a J riff set, like a full euphoric set, and I can go crazy on a full raw set. Only thing I would not that much like is up tempo. Like I like up tempo, but after like 1 or 2 hours, I'm like, okay, I'm done with this. I can't go for a full 7 hours event of up tempo, but I still like to go from 1 or 2 hours. I can like that. And now that I know some artists backstage, I like to go to see them perform. But I am exactly the same as you. I can enjoy pretty much the entire spectrum.
Yeah, for example, as you said, actually I have said that a lot of times, that I can only stand 1 or 2 sets of up-tempo, because besides that, like,
we are the same.
More than that, it's too much for me. But I like it. It's good. But I wanted to ask you, what do you think about this trend, about the up-tempo? Because I have to also talk with a lot of hardcore artists. Like, what do they think about this? And do you think that at some point something is going to take over and it's going to be slower, it's going to be harder? I don't know if it can be harder, but what do you think that it's going to happen after this up-tempo trend that we're living?
I would say that most of the time in EDM, every time a genre is getting hyped, it go harder and harder. If you look at the techno scene right now, like it's the most mainstream EDM genre, because EDM, most of the guys don't understand EDM. Like EDM is electronic dance music, and for them it's only like the big room things. But for me, it's like EDM is just electronic music. So when you have something that is really mainstream, most of the time in electronic music, it go harder and harder. Like if you're checking now, it's only full of hard techno. If you go to a techno party, most of the time it's hard techno with like the Rawstyle and full hard techno kicks with some old school scratches and stuff like that. So I would say for up tempo, it will go harder. The time, even for including me, it go harder and harder. At a point, it will get, because we can't. There is a point that we will not be able to go harder. You know what I mean? Like I don't. What's the limit? Where is the limit?
600 BPMs.
The thing is that I would say that our music, we are pioneers from a genre that is pushing the boundaries. So that's why I say, where is the limit? I don't think there is a limit. We will see how it goes. I just hope that at one point we will go the opposite of hard, if it's possible, of course. Yeah. But sadly, most of the time, it go harder and harder. So we will see. I like it. And what I think of up-tempo, I would not say it's trash. I would not say it's the best thing ever. I like it. I like to play some tracks at the end of a set. I like it. I know that it was like really something that some loved, some others hated. I remember seeing, I think it was Malice and Ruler at DEF CON a few years ago. They were playing some track from NSD, and that was the first time I was hearing up-tempo live. And at that time, it was not that common to end with up-tempo. And I was like, this is unique. I've never saw a DJ doing this. This is really cool. Nowadays, more common. I like it. I would say that I'm even working on some cool collabs right now. One is with a hardcore artist, Ista, a French girl.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And I will also, but I also want to have a closing track, so having a proper up-tempo track also. But because with Ista, it will be more melodic. It will be hard, of course, hardcore. But she and me want it more melodic. Like we have a proper, really good melody, solid melody that don't fit really a tempo drop, Okay. So yeah, I like it.
Okay. I want to ask you, which are your 3 favorite tracks from yourself?
Myself. I think some are not released. On first, I would say Relentless, because Relentless with Disarray is like, I love it because everyone scream it, and you have like that Exproz and Disarray, and I fucking love that. Like when people are screaming this, I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, this is so sick, this is so cool. Secondly, I would say flying, because it's a huge hit. Like you have that kind of uplifting break with the female vocals and those really hard drops with a screech. I really like it. And on third, I would say it's a collab. I would say maybe there is two ones. I would maybe say In Control, which is released. Or if I would say unreleased, I would say the Damnation track with Cruelty or Screech Slaver with Diesel. Those 2 tracks are working so well live. We did a good job. I think we just did a good job on those.
Oh my God, I'm dying to listen to the Cruelty collab.
Yeah, because Cruelty collab is coming into like when people will listen to this podcast, it will be live, but yeah, it will be like a few days now.
It will be old.
It's
an old track.
They would be fucking asking for a new track, you know?
Exactly. Actually, I saw Cruelty for the first time on DEF CON this year, and it blew my mind. Like, because I actually didn't know him until probably, I don't know, maybe at the beginning of the year, something like that. And I was like, wow. And I don't know, he's really,
I love
really
the artistic direction he's going. Yeah, I really love the guy. Really kind guy as well. When you know him personally, he's a really kind guy. Really cool to work with him. Like, it was really easy to work with. Not everyone is like this, but we had that good connection. I would say that maybe let's see how this release go. Maybe we'll do some more in the future. We love to play together. I know that we have a few gigs coming together. We have Indicator in a week. We are going to Australia together. We are playing like a face-to-face. So it's a back-to-back, but we face each other during the set. So it will be really cool. And every time we are playing together, I know that people enjoyed it because of the set we had at Intense. Like this one, I know that a lot of people are talking about. They really enjoyed it. Like at that time, told me like, bro, it's one of my favorite sets that I've been this year, you know? So I was like, yo, wow, this is crazy. It was the first time I've played at Intense. And some people said it was one of the best set ever. So yeah, it was really good. But a really good friend, really cool guy, good music. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, actually, I have some friends. I didn't go to Intense, sadly, but I have some Austrian friends that told me that it was one of the best sets of the whole festival. So yeah.
That was definitely super sick, man. Super sick.
Yeah. And by the way, who has been your favorite artist to collab with?
I think the one that worked the connection was really good is with Elderex. Like In Control was really a good one. Like when we made it, I was like, bro, this track I really enjoy it. Like you have everything that I love in hardstyle. Good melody, kind of deep theme, vocals and track that you can have back in the days. Like back in the days was more deep, more serious, you know? And yeah, we had a good connection. Like everything was really like fast working with him.
Okay, perfect. And now I'm just going to ask you 2 more questions. This one is, what would be your advice to the new artists that are trying to make their way into the hardstyle scene?
Okay, so this one is a hard one. I'm not that big, but I'm still not new to the scene. I'm in between, you know. What I would say is that try to not copy. This is the main thing. Like I know that most of the artists say this, but it's because it's the truth. If you want, there is already a dual damage, there is already Exproz, there is already Cruelty, there is already Warface. You need to be unique. If you want to pop off, you need to be unique, you know? So if you want to stand out, you have to be outstanding, I would say. So you just have to find your own path, which is the hardest thing ever, because for a new guy, you need to learn the DAW, learn music theory. You need to find the way that you want your artistic direction going. So basically, musical signature, and you need to be good at marketing, because marketing nowadays is really important. So those 3 key elements can bring you to DEF CON 1, you know, but it will take a lot of time. And the second advice I would say after that one is to not give up, because at first you will be tempted to give up because long way to go. Like I did this for now 6 years, and most of you that you're listening to this, most of you know me for like 2 years, maybe three, let's say. But I'm doing this every day. I work my ass off for 6 years. I've made a lot of sacrifice for this. Endless, sleepless nights, just working, watching YouTube tutorials, working on kicks for hearing the same kicks for like 4 hours, just tweaking a bit because something was wrong. It takes a long time. Like, don't think that in 2 years you will be able to, I mean, you can. If you're really talented, you can, but just try to don't give up, even if you have like a big nope from the label. Like maybe when you will send your first track, label will say, okay, it's not good enough to release. You have to rework that or this. And you can give up at a certain point. So my advice would be try to never give up. And like you can live from your dream if you work it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I think that you have to be patient. You have to work every day, as you said. Like,
true.
As you said, you don't have to give up because nowadays people think that, I don't know, let's take Dual Damage, for example. It doesn't happen to any artist. Like,
it's one of a kind, man.
Exactly.
It's one of a kind. I'm listening to this kind of music for maybe like 15 years or 16 years now. I've saw that only 1 or 2 times. Maybe Rawstyle can be another example. He popped up really, really quickly.
Yeah.
There is not that much. So it's not the good example to, for me, for example, I'm working on music every day. I'm not maybe posting a lot on stories and everything, but I'm working on music every day, every single day. Even when I have no creativities, okay, no worries. I will do kicks. I will do some storage on my hard drive, doing templates, doing stuff like this that will make my workflow go quicker, So you just have to work really hard for this.
Yeah, and also I wanted to ask you, what do you think about social media nowadays? Because I think that right now it's probably even more important than the music itself. It doesn't mean that the music, it's getting bigger than the music. Like you can become a bigger artist just by knowing how to use social media instead of having like amazing music.
Yeah, it's true. Now marketing is at very least 50% of the job. If you're good at marketing, be up to 80%. You know what I mean? So you're right. What you said is right. What I think about it, I would say that it's important. Nowadays, you have to fit in or fuck off. You don't want to be good at marketing? Props on you. It's okay because we are in the end, it's only music. But you can't complain that you're not playing on that gig or you're not performing on that stuff. Your stats are not that good. Nowadays, it's, as you said, it's important. It's 15% of the job for me. I'm a bit sad of it because you have to put your face. Like, for example, at first, I was too shy to just take my phone and do this. Like, yo, guys, new track, blah, 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 pre-save. I was shy of doing this. And I remember Phil and Floris, the guys from Gearbox, they told me, like, yeah, but that's how it works. You need to do it. If you want to have a good reach, you need to do it. And I started to do it like, I don't know, I took the same video for like 30 times or something because I was like, oh no, it's not good. Oh no, I don't like myself. Oh, my nose is too big. You know how you can be with yourself,
Yeah.
So doing this, I hated it. Now I get used to it, so I can do it, but I can understand that people hate it. And it's a part of the job. Like I said, you have to fit in or fuck off. I had to fit to this industry, and this industry work with marketing. It was with Instagram, it was with TikTok. If you don't want to use them, you can, but it will be really harder. Or you have to have good friends that can help, that have a huge reach or a huge audience. It can help, but when you have nothing, it's too important. You have to use them.
Yeah. Or you can have a really good marketing team like the one that Cruelty has.
For example, For example, you have a good one. We were planning the post today. So everything is scheduled. They have their own artistic direction. If you have a good marketing team, it can help because some guys, they are not good at music, but they are really good at marketing. And that's where they put the power in. And when you're good at this, it can open a lot of doors. Even maybe, like you said, maybe more doors than
music itself.
Exactly. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Look, for example, I will take another example. For me, what opened the gate was Rebellion playing Mad Goldcore edits on Intense main stage. This would have never happened if I didn't send the track a few DJ, and if those DJ were not posting crowd reaction of that track. I remember it was Sins of Insanity. who liked the track. He told me like, okay, can I play it? I said, yeah, sure. At that time, I was really a small artist, so support was good, And he played it, and he told me like, okay, I saw that Rebellion was watching my stories, so maybe they liked it. And I don't know, like 3 days after, they sent me a PM, personal message. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And Tim at that time, Sins of Insanity, he told me like, yeah, I think they saw my stories. So everything happened, social media.
Social media, yeah.
Not everything, but it helped. I don't know. It helped me a lot. Like at that point, when you have a big artist like this, we're supporting you on a big main stage, it helped you a really shitload. Yep, yeah, exactly. That's how, at least that's how it worked for me.
Wow. Yeah. But that's completely true. Like everyone needs to at least put a little effort on social media nowadays, because if you don't,
have to.
You have a really tough way.
True. For example, that's why we are doing all those stuff. Like, why are we talking right now? Because we are passionate about that music, and also because we will put this online. It's content that we put online. So
exactly.
That's how it goes. For me, for example, I like it. At first, I had a hard time to fit in, but now I like it, and I'm happy that people now like my music. Because I never expected that to happen in my life. Like I never expected that. Yeah, me from Rouen in a small town in France, go all the way up to Netherlands and play a lot of good events, and I have a lot of good things that are coming as well. So, yeah, I'm just happy.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to ask you something else that just came into my mind, but you told me that you're an IT guy, right? Did you study IT?
I studied IT. Now I'm data analyst. I worked full day before. I had a tough time, like working full day with the music. At one point, it was far too much. Like I had sort of a burnout, kind of, and I was like, okay, this is too much for my brain. This is too much for me, for my girlfriend, for my body, for everything. So now I'm working part time. Maybe I will completely leave my IT things if music going good. I don't know. For now, I'm working part-time, and it's the good balance between music and having a normal life, if I can say.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to have like your monthly wage and be stable.
True, because it makes your finance stable, because sometimes during the summer you have a lot of gigs, so you earn a lot of money, and there is some months you have only 1 or 2 gigs, so you don't have that much money. So that's good thing to be stable a bit financially wise. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and what you just did, what you did, it's, I think, perfect. Like being part-time, so then you have at least more hours to spend on the studio, and you can like have a better personal life, because it's really tough for artists when they work like a full-time job, and also they have to tour and they have to create music. I think that's impossible. Like at some point you have to leave your I don't know, your office job or whatever. And by the way, I'm an IT guy too.
Think, man. But you're right. You are right. Basically, like I said, it's a tough job. Don't expect this job to be the best and the easiest. Like, for example, I had a hard time making my parents to understand that now the weekend I'm working every weekend, and this is where I work the most. Like they were calling me, they were texting me, like, for example, yeah, can you come to eat or for dinner or something? And I was like, I'm in Amsterdam. You don't understand that now I can't anymore. So it's hard, because you of course, you pass on some stuff. You can't be there every time for your family, your friend as well. Like I'm seeing my friends far less than before. It made me sad, of course. They are happy for me. They are proud for me and of me, I would say. But yeah, sometimes I'm just really happy when I have a weekend off and I can just go at the bar grabbing some beers with my friend, Like what was... we're going a bit deeper into like that stuff, but what I was about to say is that before going to the bar, getting drunk with my friend was normal things to do, Like, I was doing this the week I was working. Now when I have a weekend off, I'm super happy to see them. You know what I mean? To stay in my hometown, seeing my friends or my family, I'm super happy, because it don't happen that much.
That often.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, that's what I know, because I mean, besides what all the artists have told me, my dad is a DJ, so I have seen this my whole life, because every weekend he has to be somewhere. Well, he had to be somewhere else playing whatever, and I don't know, he missed like a lot of parties, a lot of birthdays, a lot of weddings, a lot of, the social events, because that's when they happen on the weekends. And I think that's probably one of the toughest parts, but I think
it is
worth it.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say, is that, don't get me wrong, I'm super happy with my life.
Yes.
I'm really proud of what I did. That may be the first time in my life that I'm proud of myself, because I was not that good at school. I was not that good at anything, I was not the best at anything.
You're great at music.
Yeah, exactly. And now I'm good at this. I'm not the best, okay, but I'm really good. I'm really proud, because as a French guy, we are not that much French guy in the scene that make the path to Netherlands, being booked in Netherlands. So I'm really happy. I worked for it, and so I'm really happy that it worked out.
Yeah. And you're gonna get bigger and bigger. I know that, because
I'm
really,
working my ass off for this.
your music right now is awesome. It's amazing. Really,
Yeah,
I'm not saying just this because.
Thank you.
I'm not saying it just because. Really, I think that you are a huge artist right now, and you're gonna become even bigger and bigger.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And now I'm gonna ask you the last question. How would you like to be remembered in the hardstyle scene?
Yo, this is hard. What I would say is that I would not be happy about the hardstyle scene, but what would make me happy is that if people have memories with their friends in front of one of my sets, I do think that if you go to a lot of events, you already have some memories in your mind. I say, oh, at that time, at that set, that was so crazy with my friend, this happened and blah, 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 If I'm just happy to create memory for people, like I would not say that my music is the best ever or something, but what I want is that when someone come with the group of friends, seeing me live, they have the time of their life. So what I would love is that they have memories in front of one of my sets, and I would be really happy about this.
Perfect. Exproz, Bastian is your name, right?
Bastian is my name, exactly.
Thank you very much. It was really a pleasure talking with you.
Yeah, thank you. It was a pleasure.
Amazing.
I really enjoyed it. I hope to see you in Madrid. So,
of course, yeah. Next time that you come, just let me know, and I will for sure be there.
I will send you a message, and I will put you on list, so you can be.
Oh, thank you, man.
As well.
Perfect. I'm a good party animal, by the way.
I was good before, but now that I have all that busy schedule, I can't anymore. I don't drink that much, and so now...
I just drink beer, so...
Oh, so you're an easy guy.
Yeah.
But if you drink too much, it can go well.
Yeah. That's the problem.
We'll see each other in Madrid, man. Anytime.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Sebastian. And really, I appreciate this. It was an amazing podcast, an amazing interview. You're a great guy. And
I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
Me too.
Thank you, man. Bye-bye.
And thank you, everyone, for watching this. Please subscribe to my channel. You can see the small icon there. Just subscribe. Ciao.
I think all the legendary ones are really the best. Like, for example, this year for me at DEF CON was insane. Like, I had to perform the Blue. I had to perform at full crowded Indigo. It was really special. And also because the name, like DEF CON 1 is like the only one, it's the main one. Is it the one I prefer to perform? I don't know, but it's still one of the best. And, it's something like you tick on your book, like, okay, I did this in my life. Like, I performed at DEF CON 1, So, yeah, this one is legendary. Like, on the Blue, it was mind-blowing. Playing on the Blue was really experience to,